everyone, and welcome back to CoinTalk Podcast for another deep dive.
Oh, yes.
Today we're tackling a question that's on everyone's mind these days.
Yeah.
Is Ethereum a fading giant
Ooh.
or sleeping dragon?
I like that.
Well, we're dissecting a recent article aptly titled The Ethereum Paradox, Too Big to Fail or Too Slow to Matter?
Yeah.
Let's see if we can maybe get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, right.
So if you're new to CoinTalk Podcast, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on future deep dives.
Definitely.
With us today, we've got
I'm excited to be here.
an expert to help us unpack all of this.
Yeah, the article really captures the tension and the uncertainty surrounding Ethereum right now. I mean, on one hand, it's the foundation for so much innovation in crypto, but it's also facing some serious challenges.
Yeah, it paints a pretty wild picture
Oh, yeah.
of Ethereum's recent price action,
Absolutely.
comparing it to trying to predict the weather in a tornado, which I think makes a lot of sense.
It does.
Considering how volatile this altcoin season has been.
Oh, my gosh.
What's so fascinating to me here is the interplay
Yeah.
of these massive forces in the market.
Yeah.
You've got institutional money flowing into Ethereum ETFs,
Right.
but at the same time, you have hedge funds building up these massive short positions.
Yeah, that's right.
It's like a tug of war,
It is.
and it's making the short-term outlook incredibly murky.
Very murky.
And right now, ETH is clinging to this multi-year trend line.
Yes.
The article makes it sound like this is a real make or break point for Ethereum.
I think it is. It's certainly a critical juncture. I mean, if ETH breaks below this trend line, it could trigger a domino effect
Wow.
across the entire altcoin market.
Goodness.
But if it holds,
Yeah.
we could see a really powerful rally.
Okay.
So yeah, the stakes are really high.
So much for the short term.
Right.
What about the long-term outlook for Ethereum?
Yeah.
The article kind of hints that things are changing with these Ethereum killers like Solana emerging.
Right.
Is Ethereum's dominance really under threat?
I think it would be naive to think that Ethereum is immune to competition.
Okay.
These newer blockchains are attracting attention
Yeah.
with their promises of faster transactions and lower fees.
Right.
However, I think focusing solely on speed and cost misses a crucial point,
Okay.
and that's security.
Uh-huh.
Ethereum has a proven track record
Right.
and a level of security that's incredibly attractive to institutions,
Yeah.
especially those who are hesitant to jump into uncharted territory.
So it's a classic trade-off.
Yeah,
Speed and affordability versus security and reliability.
that's right.
It's kind of like choosing between a flashy sports car and a reliable workhorse.
Yes.
Do you really want to be hauling precious cargo in a vehicle that's prone to breaking down?
You got it.
That's a great analogy.
And speaking of reliability, Ethereum has never had a major outage.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's a remarkable feat. When you consider the amount of value flowing through its network,
Right.
compare that to Solana,
Okay.
which has experienced multiple outages,
Yeah.
some lasting for hours.
Right.
When you're talking about billions of dollars in transactions,
Uh-huh.
reliability becomes paramount.
Okay, let's talk about some of the FUD surrounding Ethereum.
All right.
The article tackles a few common criticisms.
Right.
Let's start with the Ethereum is slow and expensive argument.
Yeah.
I see this one pop up all the time on CoinTalk Podcast.
It's understandable why people would say that.
Yeah.
Gas fees can be eye-watering, especially during periods of high network congestion.
Right.
But here's a thought-provoking question.
Okay.
Would you rather invest in a quiet restaurant or one with a line out the door?
Oh.
Those high fees on Ethereum are actually a sign of its strong demand
Okay.
and robust network activity.
Interesting.
It reflects the sheer volume of transactions and
Finally.
applications running on the platform.
That's a great point.
I'm glad you like it.
I never thought about it that way.
Yeah.
It's like complaining about the long line at a popular restaurant.
Right.
The line is there for a reason.
Exactly. It's a sign of success, not failure.
Right.
And while those fees can be frustrating, you can be fairly certain your transaction will go through on Ethereum. Compare that to Solana, where outages can leave you wondering if your funds are safe.
Oh, wow.
Reliability matters, especially in the world of finance.
All right, let's move on to another piece of SUD.
Okay.
Ethereum is too complicated.
Yeah.
I hear this one a lot, especially from people who are new to crypto.
Right.
It can seem pretty daunting
Oh, yeah.
when you first dive in.
Sure.
What's your take on this?
So it's true that Ethereum can seem intimidating at first glance,
Uh-huh.
but that complexity is a result of its incredible functionality.
Okay.
Think of it like this.
Yeah.
A basic flip phone is simple to use,
Right.
but it doesn't offer the same capabilities as a smartphone. Ethereum's complexity stems from the fact that it's the foundation for a vast ecosystem of decentralized applications.
Wow.
DeFi, stablecoins, NFTs, DAOs, the list goes on.
Wow, that's a mouthful.
Yeah.
Could you unpack that a bit for our viewers on CoinTalk Podcast?
Sure.
What are all of those things?
So DeFi, or decentralized finance, lets you lend, borrow, and trade crypto without needing a traditional bank.
Okay.
It gives you more control over your finances, and it opens up new possibilities.
Right.
Stablecoins are cryptocurrencies pegged to the value of stable assets like the US dollar, helping to reduce volatility in the crypto market. NFTs, or non-fungible tokens, are unique digital assets that can represent anything from art to collectibles to virtual real estate.
Yeah.
And DAOs, or decentralized autonomous organizations, are community-governed entities that operate transparently on the blockchain.
Wow, so Ethereum really is the backbone of so much innovation in the crypto space.
Absolutely.
It's incredible.
And remember that complexity also signifies Ethereum's maturity.
Right.
And the sheer amount of development that's gone into it, it has the largest and most active developer community in the crypto space, which is a huge advantage when it comes to innovation and problem solving.
That makes sense.
It's a platform that's constantly evolving and pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
That's incredible. So while it might take a bit more effort to understand, Ethereum's complexity offers a world of possibilities.
That's right.
It's not just about sending and receiving crypto. It's about building this whole new financial system.
Yeah.
Now let's tackle the last bit of FUD from the article.
Okay.
The idea that ETH liquidity is fragmented thanks to L2s.
Right.
Honestly, this is one I'm still wrapping my head around.
Yeah.
What exactly are L2s?
Okay.
And why are people so worried about them?
So L2s, or layer 2 solutions, are like side roads built off the Ethereum highway.
Okay.
They handle transactions more efficiently and at lower costs, easing congestion on the main Ethereum network.
I see.
Think of it like this. You have subsidiary companies handling day-to-day operations, freeing up the parent company, Ethereum's mainnet, to focus on long-term strategy and maintaining its reputation for security.
Okay. That analogy makes it much clearer.
Good.
But the article mentions concern about these L2s making the mainnet obsolete.
Right.
Is that a legitimate worry?
It's a valid concern,
okay,
but I think it's based on a misunderstanding of L2's purpose.
Sure.
They aren't meant to replace the Ethereum mainnet, but rather to enhance it. So L2s handle the bulk of the transactions, like processing payments or executing smart contracts, while the mainnet ensures overall security and decentralization.
I see.
So it's a symbiotic relationship, not a competition.
So it's more like a division of labor.
Exactly.
With each layer playing a specific role. L2s provide speed and affordability.
Yes.
While the mainnet guarantees security and stability.
Right.
It's like a well-oiled machine with each part working in harmony.
That's the idea.
And it's a strategy that's crucial for Ethereum's long-term scalability.
I agree.
As the network continues to grow.
Right.
L2s allow it to handle a much higher volume of transactions.
Yes.
Without sacrificing its core principles.
Exactly.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It's like building a skyscraper. You need a strong foundation to support all the floors above.
Good point.
Now, shifting gears a bit, let's talk about institutional adoption.
Okay.
How are the big players viewing Ethereum? Are they buying into this vision of a decentralized future?
So we've seen the launch of several Ethereum ETFs recently.
Okay.
Which signals growing interest from institutions.
Right.
However, their performance has been somewhat underwhelming so far.
Really?
Yeah, and I think this is partly due to the current macro environment. You know, when there's uncertainty in the market, like we're seeing now.
Right.
Investors tend to flock to Bitcoin as a safe haven asset. So Ethereum and other altcoins often lag behind in those situations.
So it's not necessarily a reflection of Ethereum's fundamentals, but rather a reaction to broader market trends.
That's right.
Is like when the economy gets shaky, everyone rushes to buy gold.
Right.
Even though other assets might have more long-term potential.
It's a good analogy.
But you believe that institutions are starting to recognize the unique value of Ethereum.
I do.
Okay.
So its decentralization, security, and programmable nature make it an incredibly powerful platform.
Yeah.
And we're already seeing institutions exploring use cases like tokenized assets, decentralized finance, and supply chain management on Ethereum.
So you're saying that while institutional adoption might be slow right now, it's only a matter of time before it really takes off.
That's my prediction.
That's a pretty optimistic outlook.
Yeah.
Especially considering the current market conditions.
Well, I'm optimistic for a few reasons.
Okay.
First, I think the approval of a spot Bitcoin ETF is inevitable. And that will likely pave the way for a spot Ethereum ETF. This would make it much easier for institutional investors to gain exposure to ETH.
Okay.
Second, Ethereum's upcoming Petra upgrade, expected in the first half of 2025, could significantly boost the network's scalability and efficiency.
Okay, so there's light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes.
Even if the path is a bit bumpy right now.
That's right.
Now, before we wrap up, I want to touch on the ETH-BPC pair.
Okay.
Which the article calls the ultimate strength test for Ethereum.
Right.
What's the current state of this relationship? And what does it tell us about Ethereum's future?
Unfortunately, it's been a rough few years for ETH-BTC.
Really?
The pair has been in a steady downtrend.
Oh,
and recently broke below a key support level. If this trend continues, ETH could potentially revisit price levels not seen since 2020.
Wow.
Which would be a major setback for the Ethereum ecosystem.
That doesn't sound good.
No.
So not only is Ethereum battling Bitcoin for dominance,
it's
also facing competition from this new wave of altcoins like Solana Sui and Aptos. And let's not forget the meme coins, which always seem to be lurking in the background.
Oh yeah, they're always there.
It's definitely a crowded and competitive landscape.
It is.
Ethereum needs to prove it can continue to innovate and evolve to stay ahead of the pack.
I agree.
But you believe it has the potential to do just that.
I think so.
Let's end on a slightly more optimistic note.
Okay.
The article throws out a pretty ambitious price target for Ethereum in 2025.
Right.
What's their prediction? And do you think it's realistic?
They're predicting ETH could reach $7,300 in 2025.
Wow.
Based on a Fibonacci extension model that accurately predicted Bitcoin's 2021 price peak of $102,000. It's a bold prediction, to be sure.
Wow, $7,300.
Yeah.
That would be an incredible gain from current levels.
It would.
But as always in the crypto world, it's important to take price predictions with a grain of salt.
I agree.
We've seen plenty of predictions come and go over the years on CoinTalk Podcast.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What matters is understanding the fundamentals and the long-term potential.
I agree completely.
Absolutely.
While it's certainly possible for ETH to reach those heights, it's far from guaranteed.
Right.
The crypto market is notoriously unpredictable.
Yeah.
And many factors could influence Ethereum's price trajectory.
So don't go betting your life savings on any price predictions just yet.
Good advice.
Do your own research, stay informed, and be prepared for the unexpected.
Yes.
Speaking of staying informed, if you're enjoying this deep dive into Ethereum, be sure to subscribe to CoinTalk Podcast on YouTube.
Absolutely.
We release new episodes every week.
That's right.
Covering all things crypto.
All things crypto.
We'd love to hear your thoughts on Ethereum's future, too.
Yeah.
Leave a comment below.
Definitely.
And let us know if you think it's a fading giant or a sleeping dragon waiting to awaken.
Good question.
And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends.
Yes, please do.
The more the merrier. So here we are at a crossroads with Ethereum. It's facing fierce competition, battling scalability issues.
Right.
Even dealing with internal fragmentation with the rise of L2s.
Yeah.
Yet it remains the bedrock of so much innovation in the crypto world.
It really does.
What's your final verdict? Is Ethereum a dinosaur heading for extinction? Or a sleeping dragon waiting to unleash its full potential?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's too simplistic to just label Ethereum as either a dinosaur or a dynamo.
Right.
The reality is far more nuanced.
Yeah.
Ethereum has its weaknesses, for sure, but its strengths are undeniable.
Let's recap what we've learned from this deep dive.
Okay.
What are the key takeaways our viewers on CoinTalk Podcast should remember?
Well, first, I think we need to acknowledge that Ethereum is at an inflection point.
Okay.
It's facing a wave of competitors who are trying to chip away at its dominance.
Right.
But Ethereum still holds a significant advantage in terms of security and decentralization. It's a battle-tested platform with a massive developer community constantly pushing the boundaries of innovation.
And that community is a real asset.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like a vast network of minds working together to build the future of finance.
Right.
That's not something you can easily replicate.
Exactly.
And we debunked some of the most common FUDs surrounding Ethereum.
Yeah.
We talked about how high gas fees, while frustrating, can actually be a sign of strong network demand.
That's right.
And we explored how L2 solutions aren't a threat to the mainnet, but rather a necessary scaling strategy for the long term.
It's all about perspective, right?
It is.
What might seem like a weakness at first glance can actually be a sign of strength when you look at the bigger picture.
And finally, we discussed the potential for increased institutional adoption of Ethereum.
Yes.
While it's been slow going so far, there are reasons to be optimistic.
I agree.
The approval of a spot Bitcoin ETF could pave the way for an Ethereum ETF.
Right.
And the upcoming Petra upgrade could be a game changer for scalability. So there's a lot to be excited about, but also a lot of challenges to overcome.
Yeah, I think so.
It sounds like Ethereum's future is still very much unwritten.
That's the beauty of this space.
Yeah.
It's constantly evolving, and we're all witnessing history in the making.
That's true.
Whether Ethereum becomes the dominant force in the crypto landscape or gets overtaken by a new wave of competitors,
Yeah.
one thing is certain. The innovation happening on this platform is changing the world as we know it.
And that's why it's so important to stay informed.
Couldn't agree more.
If you want to keep up with all the latest developments in the world of Ethereum and crypto,
Yes.
make sure you subscribe to CoinTalk Podcast on YouTube.
Definitely.
We release new episodes every week, diving deep into the most fascinating topics in this space.
So fascinating.
We'd love to hear your thoughts too.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think Ethereum is a dinosaur or a dynamo?
I'm curious to hear what you all think.
Leave a comment below and let us know.
And don't forget to like this video and share it with your friends. Let's spread the knowledge and get everyone talking about the future of finance.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of Ethereum.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time, stay curious, keep learning,
Always.
and always remember, do your own research.